Welcome to Southwest Bikes and Beers. This is my 1998 Honda Aero VT1100C3. Purchased early in 23 with just over 41,000 Ks on the clock. I'm new to cruisers and I'm no mechanic, so grab a beer and join me on this journey of maintaining and enjoying the ownership of an older bike. Please like, share and subscribe, and remember, the open road is always calling. Today I'll be replacing the rear brake pads on the Aero, so let's have a look at the tools and accessories we'll be using. Okay, first of all you're going to need the persuader. Some people call it a hammer, I don't know. And a flathead screwdriver. Make sure you get one that fits. I'm using a 3/8 ratchet, a good quality one. A wire brush, you would need that to clean your threads. It's always good to do that, clean the shit out of it. We're using a 14mm socket. This is 12 point I'm working on. And this one here is a 12mm. We'd need that because it's 12 and 14. 5mm in hex, you would need that for your pin hanger. And you need some DevCon or some anti-seize. Always use this in everything I undo. Good clean rags. The actual disc brake clamp is bloody useless on this one, so I will be using the old trusty rusted up F-clamp. Can't go wrong, always works. If you haven't got any 5mm in hex, go for the Allen keys. The only problem I find with these is they're very hard to tap to, just to undo stuff. Please use a bowl or a magnetic tray like I do. That way you won't lose your grub screws, pin hangers or anything like that. You will be in tears else. You'll be definitely drinking more beers. So on that subject, you'll need a nice cold beer, stubby holder. Yeah, just like that. And enjoy. It's bloody hot here today. I'm using a bit of pine here under my stand. Just lifts the bike up a little bit, makes it a lot easier. Now, let's get on to the job. Okay, over here we've actually got your plug pin, they call it. I call it a grub screw, you can call it a cap, whatever you like. But that protects you actually pin hammering out the back from sliding out, which is not what you want. 12mm bolt here, and then you've got your 14mm across here. Righto, let's give this little grub screw a tap. That's what you need the persuader for. Just gently, don't go hard with this sort of stuff. Just nice and easy. Be surprised, it always loosens it. And I give the hammer as well, just a little tap on the hammer, because this is where people go wrong in the research I've done. Yeah, they just don't do this, they snap it, ruin the calipers. Yeah, it's just nasty stuff, but look at that, how easy is that? Straight out. Magnet tray, peoples, straight in. Okay, 5mm in hex. Same thing here, put it in, just give it a little love tap, just 3, nothing major. Righto. And watch this, there we go. Not that tight, beautiful. Just got to loosen it. Now in hindsight, because I'm recording this, or the sound after I've done the job, I would actually loosen this but leave it in personally, and next time I do it is what I definitely will do. But here we go. Pass tray again. Man, you imagine losing this, you'd just be in tears. Like that. And that's what hangs the brake pads. Okay, just feeling, seeing how they come out, because I've never done this, I'm not too sure. Okay, we've got 12mm, couple taps once again. You don't want to be snapping anything. It's quite tight. I've never done these brake pads before since I've owned it. You'll see surely that they are done. And the next big job I'll do will be probably change the fluid. A couple of lob taps, 14mm. Gotta love that persuader. Yep, she's coming good. But see it moving there. If I'd have left the 12mm one in there, it would have just prevented that bit of movement. Just loosen it. So next time definitely will. Yeah, see that bit of movement? See, if I'd have left it in there, it would have been a lot easier and neater. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, she's coming. Yeah, look at that. Look at that little thing. I can't actually see that very well from where I'm sitting, but the camera's set up perfectly to see all that. Which I'll get a load of this. Alright. So they are done. I've actually got that retainer plate. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see how it actually come off. So you'll see me struggle a little bit later on, trying to find out where it goes. But once I find out where it is, it's like, it just makes perfect sense. But you've got to give these things a go. Yep, here we go, wide brush. Now this is just a fine brush, it's nothing heavy, but just get all that crap out of there, neaten it up. Anywhere you can see there's just like dust build up. There's actually cobwebs in there. Let's give it a bit of a wipe down. Take a bit of pride in anything you do. Okay. Okay, see, this is the actual retaining plate, and I'm like, where the hell does this thing go? And believe it or not, I'm looking in the complete wrong place. I'm thinking it goes there in the calipers, but it's not. Get a load of this old pad. She's worn, she's seen better days. This is the new one. Look at that, pretty flash. Now, don't throw the old pads away in the bin yet. You're going to need that to push down on the piston. Okay, now it's time to actually compress the piston on the calipers here. So have a look what I need. So this is my disc brake clamp. Now at the beginning of the intro, you'll notice it was useless for this job, and it really is. I'm trying to work out how it would fit in there. It just won't fit, it's too big. Perfect for the car or the four-wheel drive. I will invest in a proper disc brake clamp at one stage. You can't rush these things. Okay. Get the old disc pad, metal side down on top of the piston, as you'll see here. I'm just trying to line that up. Now, Old Faithful's coming here, so what I'm doing is using the F-clamp again. The soft side, the bit of plastic there on the outside of the caliper, and you see how, just tying it up, you can see the piston, go nice and easy, and you see it's metal side down on the pad. Just clamp her up and just slowly squeeze that back. I've checked the reservoir, she's not over full, so it's pushing that brake fluid back into the little reservoir container. It's not going to overflow. Always check that first, and I will go over this at one stage when we do a different video on fluids. But look at that. She's pushed all the way back in. That will now accept the actual new brake pads. There's no way that would have fitted with that piston sticking out like that. So I'm just having a look. She's all in good, all the boots, everything's in pretty good nick. Pretty happy with it. And it's just rested there for a minute. All right, let's work out this retaining plate. Let's get my head around it. And that's the drama. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up the brake pads, just setting them up and then having a look to see where this plate will go. Because there's actually a spring plate that's already fitted into the calipers. So I was assuming at the time that at the other end of the brake pad that it would be there somewhere, but it's just not. It just can't fit on this caliper. But if I only look down, I'd work it out, which you'll see shortly. But there's nothing wrong with just trying to get your head around stuff and see how it's going to work. Now, the magic of technology, we've deleted 10 minutes of me trying to work that retainer out and drinking a few beers, and have a load of this. Look at this. Straight on. If I looked further down before, I'd notice it would have gone onto the bracket, fits perfectly. I'm pretty wrapped in that. There we go. Next step. I'm going to clean the pin hanger. She's actually in good nick. Looks to be a brass or something like that. I'm going to clean the thread. Get all that crap out of there, give her a wipe. Grab the DevCon. I just use a tiny little bit on the finger, don't need to brush it on. Then I'm just going to go around the thread. Now I'm just preparing this because I'm going to be using it shortly, but I just want it ready to go. Like that, just spin it around, bit of anti-seize on there. I'm not going to have any problems getting that back off. Okay, this is the next bit. What I'm trying to do is get the brake pads back onto the caliper, line them up. Remember, it's the metal always faces the outside. I don't think you can really make that mistake, but just double check. There we go, see it's on the outside. And you see the holes on the brake pads there, that's where the actually pin hanger will go through and hold it in place. Now I've got to admit, I struggle with this because the actual camera is in the perfect position to see what I'm doing, but I'm not. I'm actually slightly to the left, sitting on a step stool, and I'm not seeing the bottom of the camera on the right hand side of the actual brake pads where it should go into that retaining plate, that bit that we figured out. And so it's a bit of a bugger. So I muck around with this for quite a while. So I'd suggest do what I've just done now, is go and grab a beer. I've got myself a VB, which is a Victorian bitter for those who aren't familiar. And yeah, just sit back and enjoy the frustration of watching me do this. But there I've actually put the brake pads in, and then I'll put the actual hanger, the pin hanger in there to hold them, because I found that's the best way. I was trying to do it without, but it's just so frustrating. Like, I haven't tightened that right up, by the way, either. So it's just hand tied in there, holding the brake pads. But I just can't, it won't go where I want it to go. It won't line up because I can't see it where it should go. And then I've worked it out, and I'm trying not to force it, because that's the last thing you want to do. You know, there shouldn't be too much resistance with this. It's relatively simple now that I've done it and I'm talking about it. So I'm looking at it going, what's going on here? Why won't that? You know, and it's obvious the shape of that retainer plate, where it's got to go. So it's a bit frustrating. But let's enjoy a beer. And as you know, this is the first time I've actually done this. So I cannot wait to redo this one day. And we'll be an ace at it. But I love your comments. Not on this section, because obviously this is frustration. But maybe in the comments tell me what beer you're drinking at this stage. It's about 37 degrees here today, so it's, and I think it was around the same when I recorded this. It's just been stinking hot. Really, really hot. I'm getting there, here we go. This is, oh, hang on, look at that. So, I'm just going around the other side, because you can actually see it from the other side of the wheel there, and she's on. That's great, lovely. Right, time to put it all back together. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to give this a bit of a clean. Someone's put some form of anti-seize or something on there at one stage, but it's quite hardened. So I'm just giving that a bit of a brush back. Now my favourite, anti-seize. Look at this. Anti-seize the world. You'll thank me later. Next time you do this, it'll just come off nicely. So just on the threaded parts. So I'm just putting this in, just going to hand tight, nip it up a little bit. There we go, that'll do. I'm just cleaning up the other one. Can't see me do it, but she's done. Anti-seize. Beautiful. I'll do this one up a bit more. See, this beer's going down well. Okay, 14 mil. Now I'm only going to nip it up. I'm not tightening this up like it's done. Because the other side you can see is just, she's on there a little bit. You want this to line up nice and even. So I'm just tying her up. Nothing crazy. There we go. $12 mil. Same thing. I'm not going to go nuts. Just want to line it up. She's all good. I'll check this. Yep. Okay, let's give it to it. Now this ratchet's got a bit of extension on it, so just be aware of that. If you've got one with extension, you end up giving too much force, so just be very careful. Don't want to be snapping anything. So yeah, so 14 mil. I'll tighten her up. That is awesome. I'm happy with that. Okay. 5mm in X or an Allen key. Let's just get it going. Remember, I've anti-seized that. We'll never have a problem getting this out again. Don't go nuts as well. You can see there. It's obviously quite a soft metal. So she's good there. Happy days. Right, where's that grub screw? There we go. Beautiful. Give her a bit of a clean. Once again, let anti-seize be your friend. Can be messy. Don't put heaps on. That's where people can go wrong. And then they get upset when they go to undo stuff and you get anti-seize everywhere. Just put what you need on there. This stuff lasts forever. And she goes. The plug pin, that's what Honda call it. I just call it grub screw. A lot of people call it a cap. Flathead screwdriver. Sneen her up, that's it, tighten it. Don't go overboard. And then once again, show a bit of pride in your work. Neaten her up. Awesome. Now I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's check the next bit. I want to show you the retainer plate. Just want to zoom in a little bit. This is the little fella I had problems with, but you can see how it sits in there. I just didn't have the best vision to where I was sitting. But look at that, that's where it is. We'll check the other side out. You can actually see it there. Oh, look at that paintwork. Great nick for age. And where are we? There it is. And there's the pads. Beautiful. Nice stuff. Now what I'm going to do next is I need to push on the brake pedal, on the rear brake pedal. And so we're going to do that, and I'll set her up because you don't want to go down the highway with that brake piston being out. But what I'm doing is I'm just pushing on it. The piston is extending out to the new pads, pushing up against the disc. Just roll it back and forth. Always do this. And guys, thanks for watching the video. I had a great time doing it. Enjoy the beers. Like and subscribe.